G'day everybody, Patrol Gaming, and welcome back to another reaction video. Well, our last episode in our week-long Aussie special is a special one. So this one is going to be Archie Roach. Now, Archie Roach is an Indigenous singer. He was part of a terrible, terrible period in Australian history called the Stolen Generation. So from about 1910 to 1970, that's 1970, not 18, 1970, the Australian government, for whatever bloody reason they thought was a good idea, used to take Indigenous children from their parents, from their homes, from their communities, and send them to boarding schools, to boarding houses, to orphanages, to white them. So basically they would teach them how to read and write, how to pray. Apparently that's important somehow. But it's this generation that, you know, I don't know what the hell they're bloody thinking. It's stupid bloody policy. So they were called the Stolen Generation. Not only did they steal children, but what they would do for Indigenous workers would be take half their pay as well. So dark times in Australian history. And this was only 50 years ago. Mind you, this ended 50 years ago, not 100 years ago, 50 years ago. So, Archie Roach was part of that generation. This song he's going to sing now is called Took the Children Away. Before we do that, I just want to play a little something else, and then we'll move right into the song. So, as I said, I thought this was important to play. This last day has all been about Australia. You know, we had Ice House with Great Southern Land. Then we had My Island Home from the Indigenous band, Waumpai band. So, and this last one is a different look on Australia from an Indigenous community on terrible Australian policy. And I thought this would be an important part. This was an important song in Australia. Went along with the highlighting that, you know, the terrible policy that, thank God, Australia doesn't do. I have no idea why they even bloody thought of it in the first place. But let's listen. This is going to be Archie Roach and Took the Children Away. But there's a little something before it which I thought was important to watch. So let's watch this.
Today we honour the Indigenous peoples of this land, the oldest continuing cultures in human history. We reflect on their past mistreatment. We reflect in particular on the mistreatment of those who were stolen generations, this blemished chapter in our national history. The time has now come for the nation to turn a new page in Australia's history by righting the wrongs of the past and so moving forward with confidence to the future. We apologise for the laws and policies of successive parliaments and governments that have inflicted profound grief, suffering and loss on these our fellow Australians. We apologise especially for the removal of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children from their families, their communities and their country, for the pain, suffering and hurt of these stolen generations, their descendants and for their families left behind, we say sorry. To the mothers and the fathers, the brothers and the sisters, for the breaking up of families and communities, we say sorry. And for the indignity and degradation thus inflicted on a proud people and a proud culture, we say sorry. We, the Parliament of Australia, respectfully request that this apology be received in the spirit in which it is offered, as part of the healing of the nation. For the future, we take heart, resolving that this new page in the history of our great continent can now be written. We today take this first step by acknowledging the past and laying claim to a future that embraces all Australians. A future where this Parliament resolves that the injustices of the past must never, never happen again. A future where we harness the determination of all Australians, Indigenous and non-Indigenous, to close the gap that lies between us and life expectancy, educational achievement and economic opportunity. A future where we embrace the possibility of new solutions to enduring problems where old approaches have failed. A future based on mutual respect, mutual resolve and mutual responsibility. A future where all Australians, whatever their origins, are truly equal partners, with equal opportunities and with an equal stake in shaping the next chapter in the history of this great country, Australia.
This story's right, this story's true. I would not tell lies to you, like the promises they did not keep, and how they fenced us in like sheep. Said to us, come take our hand, set us up on mission land, taught us to read, to write and pray. Then they took the children away, took the children away, the children away. Snatched from their mother's breast, said this is for the best, took them away. Welfare and the police name, said you've got to understand, we'll give to them what you can't give. Teach them how to really live. Teach them how to live, they said. Humiliated them instead. Taught them that and taught them this. And others taught them prejudice. You took the children away. The children away, breaking our mother's heart, carrying us all about, took them away. One dark day on frowning hand, came and didn't give a damn. My mother cried, go get their dad. He came running, fighting. Mother's tears were falling down. Dad shaped up and stood his ground. He said, you touch my kids and you fight me. Then they took the stronger family, took us away. They took us away. Snatched from our mother's breast, said this is for the best, took us away. Told us what to do and say, taught us all the white man's way. Then they split us up again and gave us gifts to ease the pain. Sent us off to foster homes. As we grew up, we felt alone, 'cause we were acting white, yet feeling black. One sweet day, all the children came back, the children came back, the children came back. Back where their hearts go strong, back where said the children came back. The children came back. Back where they understand. Back to their mother's land. The children came back. Back to their mother. Back to their father. Back to their sister. Children came back. The children came back. The children came back. Yes, I came back.
Wow. Not much you can say for that one. You know, you can get politicians standing up and saying whatever, but it's the power of music, isn't it? You know, the power of music will move people in ways that words from a politician will never be able to. So, but I think there's nothing more powerful than somebody who survived that terrible time in Australia to be able to write about it and express it, and make others like myself or whoever's watching, you know, maybe even start to think about and maybe comprehend and understand. And you know that was 50 years ago. Kevin Rudd, who was then Prime Minister, that was 2008. So it wasn't a couple of years afterwards. That was almost 30 years. 30 years after that happened, Australia stood up and said sorry, which is bloody ridiculous. Whew. But anyway, it's about the music. Hopefully you enjoyed it. So that is a week-long Aussie music special. Great music. Started with trip down memory lane, childhood memories, to things bigger than yourself and bigger than, the community, that strikes the heart of a nation. So what a journey. What a journey. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did. Let me know what you thought of the week-long special. We could probably go for another 4 weeks, and as I said, you wouldn't scratch the surface. There's so much more great Aussie music. Delve into it. Whatever bands you've seen here during this week, jump into them, learn some more music. Great music in Australia. And if you find something you like, stick with it. It's fantastic. So again, hopefully you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did. Let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed this week. I have loved putting it together. I tell you what, the emotions, the tears, the laughter at some of the styles and the just, you know, the 80s stand out, man. The 80s is, I don't know what the hell they were doing in the 80s. Wow. Some of the music from there, fantastic music, but yeah, so but it has been a blast putting it together. It has been fantastic. I have loved every minute of it. I can't wait to do the next one. So let me know what you guys thought of it. Stay safe wherever you are. Definitely stay safe. And guys, I'll see you in the next reaction video.